I want the people to know that he saved my soul, but I still like to listen to the radio. They say rock and roll is wrong, we'll give you one more chance. I say I feel so good, I gotta get up and dance. I know what's right, I know what's wrong, I don't confuse it. All I'm really trying to say is why should the devil have all the good music? And I feel good every day, because Jesus is the rock and he rolled my blues away. Up in Canada, I didn't have much money. You know my toes were cold and my clothes had holes and my nose was kinda runny. It was funny. I met a long hair on the street. He said, look, you look like you'd like to eat. I said, a glass of Coke and a hot dog fine. There were hot dogs and bread and a glass of wine. I said, leave me on, leave me on, leave me on, leave me on, where you going? Whoa, I said my body's tight but my heart's in spine. My hunger's growing. Whoa, leave me on, leave me on, leave me on, leave me on, where you going? Whoa, I said my body's tight but my heart's in spine. My hunger's growing. I said word is revolution, but no one's fired the shot. Each side has its battle plans with detailed counterplots, and the world is closely watching as we near the battle line. But if you're truly wise, you keep your eyes on Palestine. The water is polluted and the air is filled with death. Someday it won't be easy to stop and catch your breath, but it's all in Revelation, it's part of the design. If you're truly wise, you keep your eyes on Palestine. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. Sipping whiskey from a paper cup, you drown your sorrows till you can't stand up. And take a look at what you've done to yourself. Why don't you put the bottle back on the shelf? Yellow fingered from your cigarettes, your hands are shaking while your body sweats. Why don't you look into Jesus? He got the answer. On Valentine's Day, and you're still looking for the perfect play. You think rock and roll will set you free, honey? You'll be dead before you're 33. Shooting junk till you're half insane, a broken needle in your purple vein. Why don't you look into Jesus? He got the answer. Work all night, sleep all day. But you never hung around enough to find out who you really are. If we could live in Shakespeare's days, I wonder who we'd be. If people then could live today, I wonder who we'd see. They'd probably stop for calling a cop and ask what the whole world's coming to. If people then could live today, I wonder what they do. Yes, I wonder what they do. Would Romeo and Juliet watch Nelson Eddy kiss Jeanette? Would Bacchus read Police Gazette and window peep at silhouettes? Would Caesar pay to see the Mets? Would Icarus join the jet set? Would Satan smoke menthol cigarettes? Would Samson razor with Gillette? Nothing really changes, everything remains the same. We are what we are till the day that we die. Yes, we love the Lord and nothing really changes, everything remains the same. We are what we are till the day that we die. You can be a righteous rocker or a holy roller. You can be most anything. You can be a child of the slum without love, you ain't nothing without love. Without love, you ain't nothing without love. I said without love, you ain't nothing, you ain't nothing, nothing, nothing. Without love, you ain't nothing without love.
I am a servant, I am listening for my name. I sit here waiting, I've been looking at the game that I've been playing, and I've been staying much the same. When you are lonely, you're the only one to blame. I am a servant, I am waiting for your call. I've been unfaithful, so I sit here in the hall. How can you use me when I've never given all? How can you choose me when you know I'd quickly fall? So you feed my soul and you make me grow, and you let me know you love me. And I'm worthless now, but I've made a vow, I will humbly bow before thee. Oh, please use me. I am lonely. Life was filled with guns and war, and everyone got trampled on the floor. I wish we'd all been ready. Children died, the days grew cold. A piece of bread could buy a bag of gold. I wish we'd all been ready. There's no time to change your mind. The sun has come and you've been left behind.
Ha ha world, every day I used to write you a letter, but you never wrote back, and you never made me feel any better. Always setting you fretting and getting confused, halfway desperate for a headline of hope in the news. When the telephone rang, I spilled it all over my sweater. Oh yeah. I'm taking pictures of burning houses, colored movies of misery. I see the flash of guns, how red the mud becomes. I've got a close-up view, and the 6 o'clock news. What can I do? All those kids without shoes. What can I do? Military coups. What can I do? I'm just a 6 o'clock news.
I don't believe in miracles, I know what's real, I don't pretend. I don't believe in miracles or stories with a happy end. Life is no one's friend. But when we met, I felt so free, and suddenly I felt a change come over me. Do you suppose a miracle is happening to me?
I was born and raised an orphan in a land that once was free, in a land that poured its love out on the moon. when I grew up in the shadows of your silos filled with grain, but you never helped to fill my empty spoon. And when I was 10, you murdered law with courtroom politics, and you learned to make a lie sound just like truth. But I know you better now, and I don't fall for all your tricks. And you've lost the one advantage of my youth. You kill a black man at midnight just for talking to your daughter. Then you make his wife your mistress, and you leave her without water. And the sheet you wear up on your face is the sheet your children sleep on. And at every meal you say a prayer you don't believe, but still you keep on. And your money says in God we trust, but it's against the law to pray in school. You say we beat the Russians to the moon, and I say you starved your children to do it.
In the midst of the war, he offered us peace. He came like a lover from out of the east, with the face of an angel and the heart of a beast. His intentions were 666. He walked up to the temple with gold in his hand, and he bought off the priests and propositioned the land. And the world was his harlot and laid in the sand, while the band played 666. Backstage, I crossed the middle ground. Curtains up and house lights down. I sing love songs and pass myself around. But afterwards, some people say they thought I put them down. They feel so bad, it does not matter what I say. I hope tomorrow they have a better day. They seem so trapped, they need release, they need your strong love and strange peace. He's an unidentified flying object. You will see him in the air. He's an unidentified flying object, and you will drop your hands and stare. You will be afraid to tell your neighbors, they might think that it's not true. But when you open up the morning papers, you will know they've seen it too. He will come back like he promised, with the price already paid. He will gather up his followers and take them all away. He's an unidentified flying object. He will sweep down from the sky. He's an unidentified flying object, and some will sleep but will not die. He's an unidentified flying object coming back.